Rihan's Nelson. I don't have nothing to hide. You know what I'm saying? My mother named Rihan's. You feel me? And I feel like that is she knew that I was going to be somebody special. And anytime you got that re in front of anything, rebirth, revival, renewal, you know, it's bringing, it's renaissance. It's bringing it back again. And so I feel like on that spirit made manifest of the Asiatic Yahshua. You know what I'm saying? I'm Blakc Jesus. And for anybody who, you know, follow underground rap scene, then, you know what I'm saying, I'm the dude that been grinding and been trying to get it from, you know, the Winter Olympics back in 2002 in Salt Lake City, you know, all the way up to, you know, through the Clip Up gang and, you know, my relationship with the Jacka.
We grinding from Chicago to St. Louis to Kansas City to Wichita. What up, Jack? What up, Burner?
Yes, yeah. You know, the underground Bay Area artists and down through the South and, you know, the Underground Railroad, so to speak, of hip hop. And, you know, today we manifested on this Blakc Jesus. This is really what it is, BLAKC. And so I'm Nelson Ill, a.k.a. Blakc Jesus, BLAKC. And we here now with my partner, Reese Selassie. So we're going to get it in, man. We're going to talk a little science. We're going to talk about this new project I got. And then we're going to talk about what it is that I'm finna do with this to elevate fallen humanity. We back to save the nation.
So how did you get on the Blakc Jesus tip, and how you're approaching this project differently than you approach it, you know, projects in the past?
You know, this is a spiritual journey. This project is really everything I've been doing was, you know, my footsteps was already ordered, so to speak, you know, through my time, you know, that I've been on this planet to get me here. And, you know, my story's not a secret, you know, so I've been rapping since the age of 12. And I feel like I am hip-hop. I feel like I'm the age of hip-hop, so I've grown with hip-hop. I feel like, you know, I've evolved with hip-hop, and I noticed that through my rapping that as we evolve or we unfold, you know, this music unfolds as well. So I feel like I've been around for it to make a complete cycle age. It's back to the age of consciousness. It's like the culmination of everything that I learned through more science, through studying, you know, Buddhism, from studying Hinduism, and just the religion itself. You know, I come to a certain understanding, a level of consciousness, and so I'm putting that in the music. And you know, I feel like it's the truth of life, which is the book that I just penned. So you know, the goal is to raise this consciousness. You know what I'm saying? And you know, just what put me on that Blakc Jesus tip was in pursuit of the truth. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't what anybody gave me. I didn't want to just accept something because somebody told me it was true. So I had to start investigating for myself. I had to start doing the research. I had to start, you know, trying to make sure that these things that people were telling me was factual. And so I've been doing that for the last 20 plus years. And, you know, I kind of come to a conclusion, and it's this Blakc Jesus. And so I'm back. I'm here to save the nation. You feel what I'm saying?
I understand that. And I hear you speak about the conscious community and talk about Blakc Jesus at the same time. What would you say to somebody that said that Jesus never existed and there's no bones of Christ, and they never discovered any of the prophets of the Bible's tombs?
First of all, you know what I'm saying, big ups, much props, and nothing but love and respect to all my Moorish Americans, all my Hebrew Israelites, all my conscious community. I love all of y'all, because for real, that conversation is what sparked the mind to even, you know what I'm saying, go to these elevated heights of thinking. But, you know, really what I say is that God himself only, you know, resonates in you as far as you believe in that which you claim to believe. So it's to me, the principles, like when you really break down the Bible, there's so many things, but it's a book of stories, and those stories are conditioned and designed to set you on a certain train of thought. And then once you're able to start thinking, you're going to save yourself, regardless of what maybe you might believe or not believe. I want to take it back to prior to that and base things on what we all can agree on, which is universal law. And then we can walk up and debate, you know, all these other people real, did this happen, did that happen? So really the truth of life is based on everything that I can prove, that you can prove, that you know to be the truth. And before we can start debating on who is Yeshua or who the Most High is, we got to, one, understand even self and how we process the thought of God, you know what I'm saying? So I'm taking it back to us. I'm taking the lesson right back where it started from self, and then we start moving from there. But I say to anybody who believes anything other than what I'm telling, just give me indulge me for a little bit when I break this science down. I'm sure we're gonna agree. Once we agree, we'll take the next step together.
Okay, and I see the album is called Blakc, Blakc
That's right.
Jesus. Talk about that and how you break down the black, how you
Right.
spell that differently.
That's right. So obviously I'm from Kansas City, and so that's the heart of the nation. And I don't think there's going to be any change that happens to the body unless it can start in the heart. And just like with any other thing, the heart is the central core of any matter. And so we can have some consciousness on either coast or maybe even in the south, but until it effectuates itself in the heart of a matter, you're not going to see that full on healing of that body. And so the heart has to be healthy. If that heart's not healthy, nothing else is healthy. Blakc Jesus is an acronym. The word black is an acronym, BLAKC, and it stands for bringing love and kinetic consciousness. And how I came up with that is my thought was we have to come up with something that we can all stand under as far as one banner is concerned. Just like when you asked me about people of different measures or of what I call disciplines, different levels of consciousness, these different disciplines. So, one might be on this side, one might say that. We got to come together as a nation before we can do anything. And since black is the popular word now, it's really always been there, even though we've been called colored, Negro, all these other different things. It seems like black is always kind of stuck in there from the beginning. And Prophet Elijah Muhammad and others have taken that term black, taken the term black itself, and done great efforts to shift the negative connotations surrounded with that word or that is attached to the word black. And so I said, let's just redefine it all together. Bringing love and kinetic consciousness, because we talked the other day, Selassie, and we were talking about how if I ask somebody what does the term black mean, if I ask five brothers, they're gonna give me five different answers. You know what I'm saying? One's gonna say black is beautiful. Pac said the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Somebody else might open up the dictionary and try to get the meaning of the word black from the dictionary standpoint. And everything that they're going to find, or most things that they'll find that's associated with the word black, is negative. Black sheep, black male, the black lamb, black ice, and the list goes on. If you ask another person, they might give you a whole nother understanding of the word black. A lot of people say that the seed only grows in that trickle darkness, so the black might be the mother of the universe, might be the universe, might be the reason that there is dark matter, but we don't have a unified or a collective understanding. So I want to stand under bringing love and kinetic consciousness. And the reason why I do that is because I think that's something that we can all agree on. Again, where we agree is where we take the first step from. Your left foot has to agree with the right foot before you can make a step. And so we have to come together under something. And I say we come together under the term black. As a rapper, as an artist, I realize I have what's called the power to define. And so as we define words, we define our reality. Run DMC said a long, long time ago, not bad meaning bad, but bad meaning good. And they were letting us know that we have the rights, we have the power to redefine any word. Wayne said bling bling, and now it's in the dictionary. So we have the right, or we have the power to define words in the English language. If you ask me, all the prophets was rappers because they was demonstrating to the people under the nose of the system, and they had to talk in a code to where everybody who was listening might not get it. And that's all we do. We spit that realism, and so the people that are supposed to get it understand it. And so I'm trying to redefine the word black so we can all come together under that term, and then we can move on. I'm really, really centrally focused on bringing us out of this conscious slavery. You feel me? The slavery of the mind, this mental slavery. We coming out of it. The time is now. The 400 years is over. The time God gave to the devil to rule over the planet, that time is up, and the spirit is back, man. The spirit is back heavy. And I know this is the next level of hip hop, and people are waiting on this.
And now with today's music being what it is today, with mainly party tracks, we understand how important correspondence is when you talk about consciousness. how will your message resonate with somebody who just hustling, trying to get by day to day, or somebody who balling out, playing with bands in a strip club, or how's your message gonna resonate with somebody, somebody like that who might not be as learned or as studied as you are?
Right. Well, one thing about us, we know what the truth is. You feel me? And so when you hear the truth is always gonna resonate with you. So, I understand that, right now music really is not about, and it never has been about anything but the spiritual connection that particular piece makes with the audience. You feel me? And so even if it's a song, it might be a connection for a little bit, and then that dance goes out, or that fad goes out. But when you demonstrate with something that has no beginning or no end, like if I just talk about the truth, I talk about the science, I know that's going to be here 10,000 years from now. So as I connect myself to that, then I basically reinsure, that I live forever, because I'm gonna live forever through the music. I think that it's gonna go the music, the producers that I'm dealing with. Shout out to my dude Owen E. the General, KCK. Shout out to Stricknon, Don Juan. Just anybody who ever shot me a beat. I appreciate that, because I'm gonna take that slap that everybody is listening to, and then we're gonna lace it with the real game. You feel me? And they say game is to be sold, not told. I'm giving this game because I love y'all. You feel me? And I know somebody out there saying, how can Nelson Hill say he love me? You don't even know me. I love you because I love myself. You know what I'm saying? So I can't hate on nothing that looks like me, walks like me, talks like me, thinks like me, comes from where I come from, sees and perceives life as I do. You know what I'm saying? So, that's why I say it's just got to come from that love, and it's got to be laced with truth. You know what I'm saying? The Bible says that God is a spirit, and as a spirit, we must worship him in spirit and in truth. And so the spirit is the vibration. That vibration has to be of love, and then we got to demonstrate truth. So anybody who can hear that, Jesus says that his sheep or his lambs gonna recognize his voice. So when I start spitting, it's gonna be that certain few that recognizes what I'm talking about. That's who I'm talking to. You know what I'm saying? So the ones that don't get it, it might not be for you. And this is so already laid out for me that I don't even have to figure none of this out. This is all old math. And so all I gotta do is follow the directions. So it's gonna hit, it's gonna resonate with the ones that it's supposed to. I just want to shout out to all my brothers, out there that's locked down, all through Lansing, Hutch, El Dorado, all the penitentiaries in Kansas. Shout out to my little cousin Alfonso. We're gonna get that GoFundMe page put together, brother, so we can have raise dollars for a real guy, man. So we just getting all this. I want to say I love all of y'all. Shout out to my partner, with Il Masters, Watson L, and JT. So, shout out to everybody that's out there supporting. DJ Big Baby, KCMixtapes.com. Studio E, a mid-range studio. That's where I get down at. Watson L, JT, everybody who made this project possible. Much love and respect to y'all. Realization hit me the other day. I just be meditating and talking to God, and I figured, I was thinking like, what got me here? Kind of like that question you asked me in the beginning. And what got me here is because somebody believed in me. At every stage of my life, all of us are only here because somebody believed in you. Whether you was in prison at the time, whether you was in high school, whether you was in college or homeless or whatever, the only reason you here is because somebody believed in you. And I got a lot of brothers that believe in me, and they tell me that I'm that guy. They show me that love. They tell me that they know I'm gonna be that one to help change the game. You know what I'm saying? And so I thank everybody who ever believed in me. You feel me? And that just goes right back to the Jesus that we all know and love. You know what I'm saying? First you gotta believe. You know what I'm saying? That's that old John 3:16 in your face. And so it's thank you to everybody who believed in Nelson Hill. So we rock it now. It ain't no stopping. We all the way up, man. Straight up.
My next question, I know you said that Blakc was bringing love and kinetic consciousness.
Right.
The new definition that you was bringing to the table, and you said that bringing love and kinetic consciousness is actually the true nature of the so-called Afro-Asiatic, Black, whatever you want to call African American man.
Right. That's
The
right.
true nature, right? So how do you explain the crime rate and the abortion rate and what's going on in the Black community day to day, every day, when our true nature is bringing love and kinetic consciousness?
Well, you know, they say the devil is a lie, right? So everything that's got the world in the condition or the shape that it's in now is because we've been doing things backwards. You know, a lie is basically falsehood, you know, made manifest by reversal of the truth. You know what I'm saying? So if the truth is, you know, one thing, they've been teaching us and conditioning us to accept and behave and to do the other thing, which only brings these type of results. This is not, you know, rocket science. Why things look like this is because things are by design set up to go this way. The systems are already in place. So by you know, having these certain behaviors, you're really just going in line with the, you know, you're just like a rat in the maze being led along by a piece of cheese. You know what I'm saying? And so it's by design that things are this way, and the only way they're going to turn around or change is by us, you know, doing things how they were set. That's the reason why it's called the law. You know, the truth's not going to change. So if our true nature is love, and you see wherever there's hate, there's murder. You see wherever there's hate, there's jealousy. You see wherever there's hate, there's, you know, resentment, there's bitterness, there's pain, there's self-loathing. Then you know hate ain't the right thing to do. You know, that's opposite of our nature. Your nature, for real, is to create heaven on earth. That's your nature. That's where everybody would be most happy, is in heaven. You know what I'm saying? And so the physical part of heaven can be created right here. So if your ultimate goal on this planet is to make conditions the best they can possibly be to maximize your experience on earth, then your main goal is to create heaven on earth. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all things else will be added unto you. A lot of people say, why am I here? Why am I here? You're here to create a heaven. That's what you're here for. You're that little pinpoint piece of God that's down here, supposed to be letting that light shine, that God light shine, so you can create heaven on earth. You know what I'm saying? You don't want no turmoil in heaven. You ain't heard about no fights in heaven. You ain't heard about you know, jealousy and backstabbing and all this wickedness not in heaven. That's another place that carries that. So our natural state is the truth and who we are and what we're supposed to do. God only does three things. He creates, he sustains, and he destroys. That's it. And that's what we do on a daily basis. So we're either going to create a heaven or a hell. And our job is to create heaven, because I think if most people were asked the question, where would you like to live? And they would probably say heaven. Now, if you want to live in hell for some strange reason, you have that option as well. You know, and the positive only exists because there's a negative that exists also parallel to that positive. And so one has to be there in the other. So we're never going to get rid of everything. It's always going to be, you know, someone on the other end of the spectrum than where you stand. But when you vibrate and resonate at a certain level, those people are going to separate from you. And this is the division that the Most High is bringing back and has brought back right now. You know, we're not going to need no guns. We're not going to need no weapons. We're going to create the division through consciousness. So we're not even going to be exposed to that negativity, because we're not going to be in the building. Not where that is. We're going to be on a whole other plane of existence.
Okay. Let everybody know when they can get the album, where they're going to be able to get the album.
The project, we want to really drop it next month in September.